Hey guys, it's Rob Trube with Strategy Simple, and today we're going to talk about another fun and exciting metric that you need to know, and that is the customer acquisition cost, or in professional services, they like to refer to it as the client acquisition cost. So, what is it? It is the amount of money that you're going to spend to acquire a client from a marketing campaign. And this directly impacts, obviously, your ability to save money, but it's also a revenue tool, and it's a risk mitigation tool as well. So it's really important for any business to know what their client acquisition cost if you're doing any kind of marketing campaigns. So what I thought I would do is I've actually done another video on this one. This is directly tied to lifetime value. So between lifetime value and customer acquisition cost, that was a video that I did yesterday. These two together are a big deal. So what I'm going to do is kind of run you through what it is. All right. So it is this right here, and it's customer acquisition cost. I refer to it as CAC, and we're going to talk about it. So what exactly is it? CAC reflects the money you spend to acquire a customer or a client. Now, this does not include the money. What we're going to do today, I'm not including in overhead and all that other stuff. We're not going to include in salaries and marketing costs of all these other things. This is literally how much did we spend on the marketing campaign, how many customers did we get out of it. Okay, so how do you calculate it? It's pretty straightforward. You take your marketing campaign costs, you divide that by the number of new customers acquired, and voila, you get customer acquisition cost. So again, this is not a complicated formula, but you're probably saying to yourself, Rob, that's great, but show me an example. What are you talking about? So it is this right here, right? If I take and I spent $5,000 on a Facebook ads campaign or Google AdWords, or I do an event, it doesn't matter how much did I spend on raw marketing costs. Again, not getting into overhead and salaries and all that stuff. If I got 25 new clients or 25 new policies out of that deal, my customer acquisition cost was $200. And you're like, oh my God, I spent $200 to get those customers? That seems like a lot. Well, if you go back to that lifetime value discussion that we had, and if you know that your lifetime value of a client, if you can get one in, is about $2,000 on average, well, that's a pretty good ratio, right? So you really want your client acquisition cost to your lifetime value to be greater than a 3-to-1, right? So a 10-to-1 ratio, perfect. 3-to-1, if 2-to-1, don't do it. Don't do that marketing campaign, all right? So we're going to now talk about a few different things that you can do to really minimize your customer acquisition cost. And this is where it gets really, really important, right? Because this is really the core of what it is that we do here at Strategy Simple. But any marketing that any professional group is doing, whether it's insurance, financial advisors, attorneys, any business, quite frankly, is the main thing that you have to do is there's several things that come into play. The first one is you have to know your ICP, and your ICP is your ideal client profile or ideal customer profile. Who is it that you're going after? If you target everybody, your customer acquisition cost is going to go through the roof, because if you're doing pay-per-click, or you're doing the number of views, you can get just destroyed. So you've got to have very tight targeting. You've got to know your ideal customer profile and know who you're going to target for that, right? The next piece, and this is a big deal, you have to use automation and funnels. And the reason that I say that you have to use automation and funnels is because if you try and do this yourself manually, if you have your team try and do this themselves manually, it will fail, right? Technology was created for a reason. Use automation as your friend, right? So put in the automated drip email campaigns that are triggered by, if somebody comes in, they sign up for your list, they do these different things, it puts in motion several other things, right? So as you do that, and again, these aren't complicated tools. If you're using, if you have Salesforce or HubSpot, they're built in, right? But now with a lot of the campaigns, with Constant Contact, with MailChimp, with Emma, all of them have those tools. A lot of the higher end sales tools, like what I use for my business, I can build landing pages and the automations for the emails and automations for text messaging. So I'm going multi-channel, but I have to use the automations. And then funnels are important because a funnel basically is just what are the series of steps that they're going to go through in your process to get them to conversion. And conversion doesn't necessarily have to be sale. A conversion can be getting them to agree to do an in-person meeting. So you build out these funnels of different activities that they're going to participate in and do online, and it's all automated. Okay. All right. Going back to this. So use the automation funnels. And then the other piece is how can you use it and reduce your customer acquisition cost, improve your retention. And the reason that this is a big deal for customer acquisition cost is the longer you keep a client, the more your lifetime value is going to increase and your acquisition costs will go down because you can market to your existing clients, right? So there's no acquisition cost in the client. Then it's just increasing their lifetime value. So this is a great way that you can reduce your customer acquisition cost. You may have plenty of clients. You may have between existing clients, past clients, and all these other things, you may not need you may not need new clients. You can hit your organic growth targets literally through retention, upsell and cross-sell, and reactivation, right? So those are the main topics for this, right? So know your customer acquisition cost, know what it is that you're trying to do. And again, for me to make it simple, just remember that I'm trying to show you guys my thing and I can't find my mouse. So marketing campaign cost divided by the new customers acquired equals your customer acquisition cost. This is a real simple metric. You should be able to track this through any of the things that you're doing. You're going to know how much you're going to spend. You're going to know how many customers you got from it. You're going to be able to identify what's your customer acquisition cost. And it will be higher to begin with, and then it'll be less as you get better at it. All right? So that's the video for today. Enjoy it. Think about it. If you need help with it, that's what we're here for. So again, I'm Rob Troop of Strategy Simple. You can go to strategysimple.com. Check us out. If you want to book a call, strategysimple.com/connect. And happy to jump on a call, again, to go through these tools and help you understand them. Happy to do that. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.